Hello, Dr. Kayla here, and today's focus is on mobility. So we're going to start with some thoracic extension. If you have a foam roller, I recommend grabbing that. I love these longer ones. This is 36 inches. You can also have shorter ones, which will work for some of what we're doing today. There are many different brands out there. Mine is a very simple one that was less than $20 from Amazon, but there are many fancy options out there as well as basic. So I literally have the most basic foam roller right here. Lying down on the floor or on something sturdier like a table, I would not recommend a bed. You would sink too much into it. You're just grabbing your foam roller and placing it just below where your bra strap line would be. Hands go behind your head, knees are slightly bent to wherever's comfortable, and you're extending open over that foam roller. Slow and controlled. Notice how I'm not rolling along my spine, I'm just arching over it, so that the foam roller is acting like a fulcrum for my spine. This is what helps allow some increased mobility. You can think of it like a spinal mobilization, as though you were lying on your belly and I was providing some back to front pressure through that mid-spine. I'm going to go ahead and scoot my hips down an inch and encourage you to do the same. Now we're arching over the foam roller again, just on a slightly higher portion of that spine. This allows us to hit a few higher levels of that mid-back. And we'll do anywhere from 5 to 10 arches over the foam roller at this level, and then we'll scoot up again. So to scoot up, I'm simply scooting my hips down an inch, which thereby rolls the foam roller up about an inch on my spine. And again, I'm just arching over. If you don't have a foam roller, some options I've had clients use would be to tape some pool noodles together. I've had some clients get real creative with that. So either like a really thick pool noodle, or I've had some duct tape multiple pool noodles together to create the same kind of result. I have also recommended clients just roll up a blanket or a beach towel and then arch over that. That's not going to be as sturdy as this foam, so it'll be a gentler form of mobilization, but can still give you some benefits. Additionally, you could use the back of a chair to arch over. I'm going to scooch up one more time here, so I'm just on the upper spine of those shoulder blades. So you'll get to a certain point as you move up the back where you would start getting into the neck, and our neck has a natural curve in it that wouldn't really get any benefit from doing arches over the foam roller like this. So whenever you feel like you get to the top of the shoulders or that shoulder blade, that's as high as you want to go for this particular exercise. Good. Now I'm going to flip my foam roller long ways. This is where having a long foam roller is beneficial. If you have one of the shorter ones, then you can put some pillows underneath your bottom to get that extra length. So my head is up at one end, my bottom at the other. I'm going to reach my arms up towards the ceiling and then let my arms fall out to the side. This is giving me a nice stretch across the front of my chest. And now I'm going to focus on my breath. If having your arms fully out in a T is not attainable or too uncomfortable, you can play around with this. So you could bend your elbows. For some, that feels better. For some, having the arms up in more of like an overhead position feels a little less intense on their pectoral region. For others, it's keeping the arms a little bit lower than that shoulder height, and then gently working up to that true T position. You may feel this stretch going down towards your biceps, out into your forearm. And where you feel this stretch can depend on where you have the most tension. So for some, they'll have tension in the nerves that travel down the arm, and so you could feel tingling all the way into your fingertips. For some, it's more so just muscular tension, so you just feel it right in the front of that shoulder. I love to hold this for anywhere from 60 seconds to 3 minutes. And just see how you're feeling that day. After this, we'll go ahead and come off of the foam roller. I'm just going to set that off to the side. Our next move will utilize some mobility, and this is going to be more active mobility. So coming onto your hands and your knees, inhaling, arching the back, letting the shoulder blades sink towards your spine. Exhale, round through the spine. Let the head hang heavy, and exhale your belly button up towards your spine, as though you're hugging your belly up towards your spine. Inhale, looking up, arching through the back, sinking between the shoulder blades. Belly is relaxed towards the floor. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tilting that tailbone down, belly button towards spine, pubic bone up and in, head hangs heavy. Inhale, looking up, shoulder blades down the back towards the spine, belly relaxed. Exhale, rounding through the spine, shoulder blades press out and around. So you can notice that as we move between these two positions, we're doing opposing movements. So what I'm doing as I inhale is bringing the shoulder blades down and back, my pelvis is tilting forward, my belly's relaxing. As I exhale, I bring my chin towards my chest, I move the shoulder blades out and around, and I hug my belly up and in. In yoga, these moves are called cat-cow, so here being that cow in that gentle arch position, and then in that very rounded arch position being that cat. Anatomically, we can refer to this as spinal extension and spinal flexion. So the beauty of being trained as a yoga instructor, as an exercise physiologist, as a physical therapist, is there are multiple terms for each exercise, right? So what a yoga instructor would call cat-cow, a physical therapist would call spinal extension and flexion, and the beauty is it's the same thing. And it can be cued different ways. So finding what feels good for you to move into this, but I love pairing this movement with your breath to move into it a little bit further. Okay, great. So that's extension and flexion. Now we're gonna bring your left hand behind your head. We're gonna work into some rotation. So staying on our hands and our knees, we're gonna open up with an inhale, and then close off with an exhale. Open with an inhale, close off with an exhale. Open with an inhale, close off with an exhale. One more, open with an inhale, close off with an exhale. Let's do the other side. So right hand behind your head, opening with an inhale, closing with an exhale. Open with an inhale, close with an exhale. Open with an inhale, close with an exhale. Awesome. So that was some good active movement. Now we're gonna finish with a little bit more of that passive, relaxing movement. Now that our muscles and our joints are nice and warmed up, this can allow us to relax into the stretch a little bit further. So lying on your right side to start, whatever's comfortable for your neck. Your left top arm's reaching forward as far as you can, and then you're opening up like a book, gaze towards the arm behind you. So knees are bent, and to get into this a little bit further, I'm actually gonna straighten my bottom leg, bring my top leg up and over. If this pinches at your hip at all, you could actually put the foam roller underneath your top knee, and it helps create a more open position for the hip joint. The reason we bring the knee forward for that top leg is it's gonna lock out the lumbar spine, that lower back, so you can really focus on rotation through that upper mid back. So again, reaching forward, opening up behind, and I am definitely feeling some tension in that pectoral area, as well as down into my arm. So we're gonna do this about 5 times on this left side, and then we'll do the same thing on the right side. Currently, I am a nursing mother with a little baby at home, so I definitely get a lot of tension in that forward reaching position, right? Holding my little one. So if you are a new mama like me, or if you spend a lot of time at a desk job or you're reaching forward to type at a computer, this is very relevant for you. Let's be real, all of us in today's society need some opening of our chest region. We do so much of our life reaching forward, texting, reading, typing emails, right? We always reach forward. So now I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So lying on my left side, and I'll do this one without the foam roller just to kind of show you what that looks like, bringing the knee up and over, reaching that top arm forward, and opening up. You may find that one side is tighter than the other. For me, I try to mix up which arm I'm holding my child with, but most commonly, I'm holding him in my right arm because I'm left-handed. So oftentimes you tend to hold your kiddo in the opposite arm as your dominant hand so that that dominant hand is free to do other things, right? The art of multitasking as a mother. So that being said, my right side is a little bit tighter than my left. And that is why we always do both sides. If you find that one side is tighter than the other, you can do a few more reps on that side. Goal is being as close to symmetry as possible, but we know just by virtue of how we use our bodies that 100% symmetry is not often attainable, right? But being more like 90% symmetrical, 95%, as close to 100 as we can, is really where we want to aim for. Let's do 2 more on this side. Awesome. All right, so that was some mid-spine mobility, helping you move, mobilize, strengthen that thoracic spine or that mid to upper spine. Again, my name is Dr. Kayla Borchers. You can subscribe to my channel here. I'm also over on Instagram at Dr. Kayla Borchers and on the World Wide Web at drkaylaborchers.com. Thanks for being here.